and fired up YouTube. We got Moldova news. Tensions mounting in Moldova amid war in Ukraine. So if you don't know what Moldova is, it's a very small, tiny sliver of a country that Russia has kind of, I guess, control over, kind of like Belarus situation. You know, there might be, you know, Moldova might be seeing an opportunity to free itself from the control of the Russian government, but we'll have to see. Yeah, shit is going down. It's going down. It's a good time to do it. Hey, man, if I was under the clutches of Pooty Poot. Oh, is Lenny, you taking off, bud? Oh, you guys are waving at each other. This is some Twitch thing, isn't it? You guys are fucking Twitch people. Same for Georgia. Really? I do have some Georgia news. Maybe I should squeeze that in before Ukraine. That would be relevant. Okay, good tip.
Now, in Ukraine's neighbor, Moldova, there are concerns that Russia is considering an invasion. Speculation is rife that Moscow is eyeing the country's international airport in Chisinau. The Moldovan government has said it would blow up the runway rather than let the Kremlin capture it.
We'll be
Moldova also has a breakaway region in the east, that's Transnistria, where authorities are backed by Russia. DW's Max Zander went to a Moldovan-controlled enclave in this Russian-backed...
He's a good boy. That Max Zander, that's one proud mama and papa right there. Look, he's such a good boy.
...region and sent us this report.
An hour's drive from Moldova's capital, Russian soldiers. They're here to keep frozen a conflict over who controls the other side of the river. Most of it. We're heading to Moldova, an enclave in the breakaway territory Transnistria, a strip of land on the border with Ukraine that claimed independence from the capital Chisinau in Moldova more than 30 years ago, and ever since has been backed up by Moscow.
You know, it sounds familiar, doesn't it? Honestly, the fucking the game plan coming out of Moscow, like the things, it's right out of like Stalin's fucking playbook, man. Like, seriously, modernize your shit, Russia. It's this old school, like, Soviet style colonialism. It's fucking stifling, man, and people are just fed up with it. And now's the time to say fuck you. Now is never been a better time to say fuck you to Russia. Ukraine doesn't have the resources to do that.
Meets us at the village museum. Victor and his friend are veterans of the Transnistrian War. They fought for the Moldovan government against separatists backed by Moscow. It ended more than 3 decades ago. But Victor says it changed everything.
Davey, enough. You know how bad that would look, right? The first battle Ukraine loses against Russia while they're fucking around in Moldova, thank you, Davey, appreciate it. Jesus. Yeah, are we playing the game or not, man?
Up until then, I was one person, and afterwards, I was a completely different one.
Yeah, but who cares what Russia says?
I learned that life is short.
Victor is worried that Moscow's aggression against Ukraine might affect things here.
I hope this year that the whole world will defeat Putin, the Russians, and the army. And I hope that all these tanks and soldiers stationed here, including this ghost republic, will disappear.
The enclave feels
I'd like to see
vulnerable.
change myself.
It's Moldovan, but it is surrounded by Russian-controlled Transnistria. A complicated, unsteady situation. On the outskirts of the capital Chisinau, feelings are hotter. People wanting to protest against the Moldovan government are blocked by police. Anger at economic hardship is overlaid with fears President Maia Sandu could provoke Russia over Transnistria. The protests are organized by the pro-Russian Shore Party, and authorities seem nervous.
We are afraid that she will drag us into the war. Maia Sandu keeps talking about Transnistria, but we cannot talk about this while there is a war so close to us.
At the heart of the protest, hostility towards President Sandu is clear. People here are not worried about Russian aggression.
I've never been to Europe myself, but I've traveled to Russia.
Boy, it would be damn foolish for Russia to do this. Wouldn't it be hilarious if they think okay, well, we can't do Ukraine, but we could do a quickie in Moldova, right? We could just do a quickie and then take over the airport and then we're good to go in Moldova. I mean, come on, we could do that. And then they fucking slip on banana peels and fuck up there too. Oh man. You know, when you emulate Hitler, you're really not supposed to emulate his mistakes. I don't like to make the Hitler comparisons, but that was one of Hitler's biggest mistakes, right? Was opening up on multiple fronts.
And I would say that in Russia, it's better because they don't try to harm us like the people in power do here.
Thank you for that follow.
The protests are funded and orchestrated by Russia with the help of local oligarchs, according to the government in Chisinau.
The Kremlin is using these fugitive oligarchs to try to destabilize the situation in Moldova, and they in turn are channeling funnel resources to try to pay for these protests. I'm confident that we'll be able to not only withstand this challenge, but also prevail and move towards the goal that Moldovan citizens have set for us in the election, towards European integration.
Back in the East, today is a special day for Victor Beșleagă and his fellow veterans. They gather in the places they once fought and remember those who died. It is the 31st anniversary of the beginning of war.
You see, war takes everyone, civilians and even children. May God have mercy on their souls.
They're not looking for war, they say. But should it come to them,
that is not Coca-Cola in that bottle, dude. What the fuck is this?
They'll be ready.
That? Kind of tea?
We can cross
whoa.
Now to freelance journalist Diana Pope, who joins us from Chisinau, the capital of Moldova. Diana, can you tell us how likely it is that there could be a Russian-backed coup in Moldova?
Recently, the President of the Republic of Moldova, Maia Sandu, said that she received some documents from the Ukrainian side which show Russia laying groundwork for a coup here in Moldova. According to Maia Sandu's words, some certain political forces, such as the pro-Russian party called SURE, are trying to provoke mass destabilizations here in Moldova. And as a confirmation of Maia Sandu's words, protests are going on every week or even twice a week sometimes. What is concerning is the information which came on Monday when about 80 young people were detained on the airport of the Republic of Moldova's capital, Chisinau, when they came back from Turkey, where allegedly they participated in some military trainings funded by this pro-Russian SURE party. The party, of course, denied all those accusations, but the Moldovan officials said that they are sure that these actions are coordinated by the Kremlin. And this happens because Moldova is still partially controlled by Russia. First of all, we had the breakaway region of Transnistria, which claimed its independence more than 30 years ago, and where Russia is still maintaining troops, as they call it, to pacify, but actually to maintain pressure on Moldovan authorities.
We heard in our report people voicing fears about being dragged into the war. I mean, what about a Russian invasion? How great is the risk of something like that?
Yeah.
Well, even though Moscow officially rejects those kind of claims, discussions about the possible involvement of the Republic of Moldova into the war have sparked more than once during the 1 year of the war. The West said many times that if they don't support Ukraine and don't help Ukraine to win, then Moldova would be next. What is actually concerning are the claims of Moscow during the past few months when they said that Ukraine would be the one who is planning an armed conflict in Moldova, and to be more specific, in Transnistria.
Davey, they're already claiming they're way ahead of you, man. They're already saying Ukraine's going to invade.
But our people look to the past claims of Moscow when Russia said something but then acted in a completely different way. Our people are concerned that Russia could be the one who is planning an armed conflict in Transnistria. You should also keep in mind that a part of our population is still nostalgic after the Soviet Union and thinks that their best future is with Russia. I've talked to many people in the regions who say that if Russia would come here, they would welcome it. And even though Russia is not physically present in Moldova, the hybrid war, the propaganda, the manipulations are going on, and it is quite hard for the West to fight with this kind of influence.
Diana Popa in Chisinau, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. That's the Moldova update that we have. It's a great point. We should talk about Georgia. Yeah, child reveal. Oh, if you want to see the kid here, here's here you go. Little guy. Little guy. Yeah, he's the best. I love him. But yeah, so there you go. That's the Moldova update. We will be moving on now to Georgia because that we should be talking about.